There's a very good chance that you have at some point seen at least an episode or two of Mackenzie Crook's heartwarming sitcom Detectorists. The show that first aired in 2014, ran for 3 seasons, and then concluded in 2017, follows the story of 2 friends, Lance and Andy, and their love for metal detecting. Now both characters are convinced that the farmland that they frequent is hiding something very special. A Saxon ship burial site, and more specifically the ship burial site of King Sexfred of the East Saxons. Now in Season 1, Episode 2, Lance explains that he believes that Sexfred's body was returned to Essex after he was defeated in battle by the West Saxons. Sophie, another member of the Metal Detecting Club, an Ancient History University graduate, disagrees with this. She believes that King Sexfred's body would not have been brought back following the battle. After referencing the Venerable Bede, an English monk famous for his writings in the early Middle Ages, she states, Bede says that Sexfred and his brothers went to fight the West Saxons and were slain. If they went on the attack, the battle would have been fought in Wessex. While I very much enjoyed the story and the show as a whole, I couldn't help but wonder how accurate the history was here, especially as the show sort of revolves around this idea. Following the death of King Sabert of Essex in 616, Sabert is succeeded by his pagan son Eadbald, who promptly marries his stepmother in accordance with pre-Christian custom. King Eadbald later loses overlordship of Essex, who would later convert to Christianity and become Eadbald of Kent. The throne then falls to Sexfred and his brother Seward, who jointly rule over the East Saxons during the 6th century. Both brothers not only rejected but attempted to repress the Christian faith in the region, and encouraged their subjects to continue the Anglo-Saxon traditions of paganism. Now when the brothers saw Mellitus, the Bishop of London, giving the Holy Communion to the people in church, it was commonly believed that the brothers had asked him, Why do you not offer us the white bread that you used to give to our father, and which you still give to the people? Mellitus answered that if they were to be washed in the font, then they should have it, but otherwise it would do them no good. Both kings refused to enter the font, for they did not need washing, merely refreshment. The matter was often explained to them by the bishop, who persisted in refusing their request. Soon enough both the brothers grew angry with the bishop and banished him from the kingdom. The bishop then fled with the Bishop Justice of Rochester to France. Now I know it might seem like we've gone a little off topic here, but just bear with me for a moment. Not long after the bishop was banished, the brothers set off to fight the West Saxons. However, the location of this battle does not seem to be recorded, and it could have taken place in Wessex or even closer to home. Now it is written that following a conflict, the brothers' army is almost entirely destroyed by Cynegils of Wessex. The Wessex king, who had invaded their lands with a much larger army than the East Saxon brothers could muster in about 626. It is said that they and their brothers were killed in the battle against the forces of Wessex. Unfortunately, there seems to be no record that I can find of what happened to the brothers next. No record of their bodies being returned and buried in accordance with Saxon traditions. We can assume that this is likely due to there simply being no one left alive to physically do this, and the King brothers' bodies were likely destroyed. So there we have it. The show's plot seems to be made up of a good amount of accurate history, with some theory sprinkled in there too. King Sexfred of the East Saxons did exist, and he did go to fight the West Saxons, and this battle could have taken place either in the Kingdom of Wessex or much closer to home, lending credence to the idea of a ship burial somewhere within the show's fictional setting of Danebury, Essex. Now with Saxon history being so deep and only partly recorded, it was a challenge to piece together a complete story for this video, but hopefully this has answered the question for anybody out there who, like me, was curious. And with that, thank you all very much for watching and listening. Take care.